Astagfirullahaladzim. Welcome guys to my channel Meong Lucu. Kita main Honor of Kings siang ini guys. Ini bantu semangatin biar bisa lebih jago guys. Ini hari ke berapa ya? Ke-13. Hari ke-13 kita main Honor of Kings. Wih, BTK bro, mobil yang sudah ikut ke Honor of King bro. Langsung ke rank aja bro. Semoga dapat tim yang bagus.
Pilih satu hero untuk di base. Pilih satu di base.
Ogran kita di ban bro. Kita ingin main Ogran XP atau Clashland, tapi ternyata di ban. Bebas boleh mau main siapa nih. Yang pertama itu jadi lagi loh bolo. Paladin sing gampang kok Paladin kok. Demon Blade, Dream Spin, Swiss Track, Iron Blood, Martial Mount, Soul Queen, Peaceful Fresh, Big Mass, terus Vacancy, Esek, angel aja, channel angel bola. Kita lawannya kita pakai ini guys, ini namanya siapa? Hari ke-13 kita main di AOK. Minta tolong jangan lupa subscribe, like, komen, dan juga dibagikan bisa, semoga bermanfaat. Sumbangsi yang kalian berikan kepada kami, semoga Allah melipat gandakannya. Habis. Semoga wifi-nya lancar. Kalau HOK itu sulit guys namanya.
Selamat datang.
Kalau di ML kan namanya Aurora,
Minion musuh akan tiba dalam 5 detik.
Ini sulit bahasa Inggris semua.
Semua pasukan maju.
Kita mempelajari skill 2.
Jangan gantungkan harapanmu pada takdir. Petirkulah yang akan robohin tower.
Skill 1 juga boleh, tapi kita ambil yang skill 2 dulu aja. Kita main aman dulu, nggak sampai mengeluarkan motif ada angel. serang langsung setengah kan.
Yang umum diyakini orang belum tentu benar. Hoi!
Bang Reni mau apa panggilanmu Bang? Bang Reni mau apa panggilanmu Bang?
Hidupku
Maksudnya
penuh
gimana bro?
kegagalan. Tapi aku
Nama saya Faruk Bang, boleh dipanggil Faruk. Walaupun YouTube-nya dibuat yang lucu. Karena sebelumnya itu pikiran ingin buat animasi kucing, cuma karena sudah nggak tuntas, karena kita juga punya tanggungan kerja, jadi kita ya Bang, ayo Bang, bilang Bang, waduh kita mabar aja Bang. Wah, belum bisa, kita mabar aja Bang, saya minta tolong ditunda ya.
Hidupku
Ya,
penuh
saya bisa
kegagalan.
main.
Tapi aku akan terus berjuang.
Abang main HOK juga. Ayo Bang, kita mantap, kita nikmati HOK, belum dinikmati orang lain. Asik.
Rekanmu telah
Jangan
tereliminasi.
gantungkan harapanmu pada takdir. Petirkulah yang akan robohin tower.
Sorry ya bro ya, wifi-nya rada lemot, nanti beli paket baru. Tapi kalau bisa
Hoi!
sore-sore kita beli paketan. Kayak wifi-nya ada.
Menyerah berarti menerima
Musuh
kegagalan.
killing spree.
Hoi!
Kita main aman,
Ya!
cover dulu,
Ya!
dicegat di sini.
Ya!
Oke.
Rekanmu telah tereliminasi. Musuh telah tereliminasi.
Aku memukul angin daripada duduk diam di rumah.
Rekanmu telah tereliminasi.
Bodoh dibanding pengecut.
Gimana
Yang
Ali
umum
abang?
diyakini orang belum tentu benar.
Gimana abang gitu loh piye?
Overlord dan Titan sudah muncul. Barista, maju! Musuh telah tereliminasi.
Hidupku penuh kegagalan. Tapi aku akan terus berjuang. Ya!
Ya, singa lari pula.
Menyerah berarti menerima kegagalan.
Mati cah. Sinyalnya balik pula. Nyepi.
Hidupku penuh kegagalan. Tapi aku akan terus berjuang. Hoi! Ya! Hoi!
Tarik gambarnya masuk angin.
Menyerah berarti menerima kegagalan. Jangan gantungkan harapanmu pada takdir. Petir pula
Jangan
yang akan
gantungkan
robohin
harapanmu
tower.
pada takdir.
Hoi. Ya. Hoi.
Rekam musuh tereliminasi.
Lebih baik dibilang bodoh dibanding pengecut. Ya.
Musuh telah tereliminasi.
Ya.
Rekanmu telah tereliminasi. Musuh telah tereliminasi.
Amat ada ya bro ya, kembali.
Timmu berhasil menghancurkan tower.
Ya. Rasakan petir ini. Ya.
Sinyale kita harus gimana? Kita
Menyerah
kemit
berarti
dong.
menerima kegagalan. Hidupku penuh kegagalan. Tapi aku akan terus berjuang.
Musuh telah tereliminasi. Musuh telah tereliminasi.
Ya. Ya. Mending aku mukul angin daripada duduk diam di rumah. Lebih baik dibilang bodoh dibanding pengecut. Ya. Ya.
Udah kena polo sinyal dari.
Spree. Double kill. Musuh telah tereliminasi. Rekanmu telah tereliminasi. Musuh telah tereliminasi.
Menyerah berarti menerima kegagalan. Ya.
Killing spree. Overload dan Tyrant sudah cukup kuat. Jangan maju. Timmu berhasil
Halo
menghancurkan
Bang Fari.
berhasil menghancurkan tower.
Jumpa Bang Fari. Sinyalnya jelek Bang. Nggak bisa Bang. Sinyalnya jelek itu. Waduh duel lah, kirain duet. Aduh nggak mampu Bang kalau duet sama pro player. Saya masih noob. Hero masih dikit. Hero saya kiraan masih 50 atau 30-an gitu.
Hidupku penuh kegagalan. berat,
Bang Ferry,
tapi aku
Bang
akan
Ferry,
terus berjuang.
jangan ya, Bang Ferry, bibir Bang Ferry.
Musuh telah tereliminasi. Kamu berhasil mengeliminasi musuh. Ada lawan. Timmu berhasil menghancurkan lawan. Kamu berhasil mengeliminasi musuh. Mantap.
Jangan gantungkan harapanmu pada takdir. Petir
Timmu
pula yang
berhasil
akan
menghancurkan
membunuhmu.
lawan. Timmu berhasil menghancurkan tower. Musuh telah tereliminasi. Double kill. Ace. Triple kill. Ace.
Map out. Ace itu kalau di ML namanya wake up.
Berhasil.
Saya ingin mencoba MN atau midland tapi tidak dikasih. Udah banyak flash land terus guys.
Sebesar apapun itu, kutaklukkan rasa takutku.
Enak bang. Kalau main Roblox itu gimana pak? Roblox atau apa yang sedang rame? Game Roblox atau apa itu sedang rame. Kenapa nih?
Timbul cinta.
Oke.
Dari aliran rasa, terciptalah senjata.
Loh. Uang dari telung hero dak.
Akulah sang bintang yang tak pernah padam. Direct Cut.
paling nggak harus punya 600.
Tembok raksasa.
Panggil aku kapten, sang kapten. Akulah kaptennya.
Kebangsawanan keadaan. Mungkin kamu bisa paham aku kalau
River Blade turun dari langit.
Libai.
Tanpa keinginan sulit mencapai tujuan.
Keluarkan potensimu. Jangan terkurung di dunia yang
wilayahku. Kebodohan adalah akar dari segala kejahatan.
Aku berpikir, maka aku ada.
Support.
River Blade turun dari langit. Kamu
Aku mengikuti panggilan untuk membangun tembok raksasa.
hero.
Lawannya lucu lah sama hero. Lawannya lucu keras.
Giliran tim kita memilih hero. Lima detik lagi. Selamat datang di Jumat Meriah. Hebat ya? Hebat ya? Pasti bisa. Tiba dalam 5 detik. Bersiap untuk menyerang. Semua pasukan maju.
Ancaman kematian memberiku tujuan.
Ups, nggak kena.
Menarik lah terpaksa nih.
First blood.
Pakai ngantuk
Pedangku haus darah.
mati.
Musuh telah tereliminasi.
Ancaman kematian memberiku tujuan.
Rekanmu telah tereliminasi.
Akan kuikuti dan pedangku. Sebutlah ajalmu. Hoi! Ya! Ya! Hoi!
Ancaman kematian memberiku tujuan.
Kamu berhasil mengeliminasi musuh. Musuh telah tereliminasi.
Hasil sinyalnya. Pasang wifi, ayo.
Pedangku haus
Musuh telah
darah.
tereliminasi.
Untuk guys.
Ancaman kematian memberiku tujuan.
Overlord dan Tyrant sudah muncul. Balista, maju!
Jika tak bisa menjauhinya, akan mengikuti kehendak pedangku. Dasar pedang ini.
Mantap. Masuk.
Rekanmu telah tereliminasi. Timmu berhasil menghancurkan tower.
Pedangku haus darah.
14. Oke.
Hoi! Ya! Kau bisa menghancurkanku, tapi tidak akan bisa mengalahkanku.
Tereliminasi.
Tajam daripada pedang.
Senjata.
Jika tak bisa menjauhinya, akan kuikuti
Ya,
kehendak
putih sisan
pedangku.
orang-orang wifi ya.
Hadapi sendiri.
Rekanmu telah tereliminasi. Musuh double kill. Musuh telah tereliminasi. Double kill.
Hanya kalau berani menyerang saudaraku. Ancaman kematian memberiku tujuan. Ya! Ya!
Jengale ora konco belas jancuk.
bisa menghancurkanku, tapi tidak akan bisa mengalahkanku.
Mundur! Berkumpul!
Pedangku haus darah.
Berkumpul!
Mulai salatah singa lele anjo lele DF itu apa bang? Sophia Wati Khalid apa bang? DF ini HOK bang, bukan DF. Mau emosi saya bang, sorry. Kata-kata mutiaraku keluar semua, sinyal lele bang.
Towermu dihancurkan. Berkumpul!
Hoi!
Berkumpul!
Hoi!
Mundur! Towermu dihancurkan.
Setune kurang ajar.
Timmu berhasil menghancurkan tower. Towermu dihancurkan.
11.
Jika tak bisa menjauhinya, akan kuikuti kehendak pedangku.
Mundur! Awas! Tower base kita diserang!
Curang di sinyal loh. Ali
Musuh killing spree.
Ancaman kematian memberiku tujuan.
Serang! Musuh legendary.
Hoi!
Kamu berhasil menghentikan. Tower kita diserang. Rampage. Towermu dihancurkan. Awas! Tower base kita diserang. Towermu dihancurkan.
Jika tak bisa menjauhinya, akan kuikuti kehendak pedangku.
Awas, kristal kita diserang. Legendary. Musuh gak ada lawan. Musuh double kill. Musuh triple kill. Awas, kristal kita diserang. Kamu telah tereliminasi. Ace. Gagal.
Keputusasaan mengelola pedangku.
Kita nobar ya guys. Nobar ya guys. Ini baru.
I've just said, you know what? This is
Let it
go. We need to let it go. Let's just rotate, mirror the move, and do something different. But that's the difference between TT Global and Nova Esports, and that's why we're three.
Right, if no one's there,
Yeah.
or do what TT did and attack the enemy once they come through.
When I see the invaded, I was like, okay, what are they targeting? They're targeting all the zone, all the zone on that vicinity, on that pit. The Mozi firing, of course. Any stuns. Sorry, there's no Mozi. The Zhangfei was in the zone just to block all of the potential smite.
zone them off,
To zone them off, just to block the potential smite that Nova can do. And it's really hard to say that to Nova. It's easy to say that Nova should have not contested, But then again, it's really hard to sacrifice.
It's not natural.
It's not natural,
to
right?
give up something that you think is yours to the enemy, right? So initially, their instinct is to fight it, and that's exactly what TT wants. They want them to fight it.
Sometimes you cannot just fight, right? Like they show it to you, you cannot just fight. And that's important why you need to have those comms on. Like you need to have those 5v5 fights. You need to be playing with your friends. You need to actually just get your mics on. When you have your mics on, then this game completely changes. You coordinate with them, you laugh with them. Sometimes you can get very, very loud, which is great. It's a lot of fun. But you need to just have them comms on so you can actually coordinate these kind of strategies that Phil just brought to us.
Absolutely. I think a great way to mention it.
You will definitely go for the safe plays, but no, I kind of suggest that go for risky plays and let it be
All out.
Let it be all out,
Bensin
improvise on the
dulu.
situation. I'm going to the moon here. I'm shooting the moon here. I do feel that they can still get a game. I'm going to predict that Nova can get 2 games.
Let's wait and see what the BP says, right? Because right now it's 3-1. They need to go and push for everything that they have. Like that's it. This is just the edge of the abyss. There's no tomorrow. You lose this one and then you go home. But that's it. You need to go with everything. You cannot save no more heroes. And it's going to be for TT Global just to shut the door on their faces or to allow a little bit of an opportunity.
It's match point here for TT. What Nova needs to do here, as Isaac mentioned, is go all out. If you have something you've been thinking about playing, wasn't quite sure about it, right? This is the time. Pull out all your comfort picks, whatever you think is going to win here, and good luck.
Good luck to those 2 teams. Nova Esports is going to be on the blue. TT Global is going to be on the red side. Let's wait and see if this is going to be the final game or we can push it to our game number 6. Sagi, Blam, off you go.
Thank you very much, Analyst Desk. We are back for potentially the match point here. So everybody at the Amazon Arena, those at home, you are needing to be on the edge of your seats here because Nova Esports, TT Global may be going at it for the final time.
And once again here, Pay will be locked in for the side of Nova Esports to amp up their tempo in the early game that have been losing towards TT Global for the past 3 games here. And we look at the bans here. Dharma, Fatih, once again being locked away from the side of Strand's hand. We know for a fact that Strand is the FMVP coming in from the MKL here, but he is being targeted heavily this series.
Being targeted heavily, absolutely. I mean, it seems very personal, but hey, when you have that intel for the enemy, like, you're like, boys, just like, what's going on? Just make sure that we are actually targeting those big carries, right?
Exactly the case here, and when we come into game number 5 here, more and more picks have been expended for both these two teams here. Dundolia being locked in for TT Global, standard stock, and a Mai Shiranui here being locked in for Great here. Wow. Yesterday when we saw Mai Shiranui from AGAL, that was bombastic and that was fast here. So, TT Global here on their first 3 picks here are so strong in the early to mid phase.
Very strong, right? I mean, it's that Dune and Dolia combo that's so great, right? The double unruly blade means that you could set up such a great engage onto the enemy backline into the team fight just initially, or you can then use it to get back out, right? And then you've also got the sustainability that Dune already has, paired with Dolia as well, and just even more banned onto that clash lane, the Siang. I mean, Phil's probably crying right now in that green room.
He is expecting to be picked up by Ching there, but man, it's not the time here. More and more picks on the clash lane are being burned down on the side of Nova and TT's pull right now. I gotta say here, 3 bans on Strand right now is devastating because my man is running out of hero options.
He's running out of hero options, but I mean, he could go for something like the Derringer, because obviously he hasn't gone for that just yet. But, I mean, they need a little bit more of the late game potential, right? So the Flowable Marksman makes a little bit more sense there. We need to get to those, like, itemizations, make sure he doesn't get focused in the early game, but pairing it with the Motsu here, I feel like he's going to be a good combo.
It is indeed going to be a good combo here. At the very least, the early game is looking very good here from Nova Esports here. So, a lady soon being locked in here for TT Global here. We might be expecting some form of a clash lane here, maybe the Charlotte or Mir here being locked in for Nova Strand.
Yeah, some kind of like split push potential, right? For the side of Nova Esports. But over to the side of TT Global, what do you think we're going to go for to the clash lane that side, right? I mean, they're definitely maybe going for more of a tank.
Well, only time will tell, Blam, because the coaches are discussing, the coaches are strategically planning the specific picks that they want to pick up. For TT Global, they still have one of the best blind picks, which is the Sun Tse here. For the side of Nova Esports here, they lock in their comfort pick, Kong Bing, for the side of Wendy here. They want to brawl.
Yeah, Wendy with the big guns coming through here with the winning strat, but also the Lu Bang as well. So that's going to be pretty scary for the side of TT Global. But they answer in kindly with the Wutsu. So split push potential here could be crazy.
So the difference between these two picks here, let's compare Liu Bang versus Fuzi here. Liu Bang wants to assist your team here, but if you leave your lane here, you're gonna be losing multiple towers towards the Fuzi here. So you gotta be careful, Nova Esports. You gotta be looking at your towers.
Yeah, nobody leaves baby in the corner because that's exactly what happens, right? Devastation can occur, but this may be the match point here. We have big guns coming in for the side of Nova Esports. We have the Kong Ming for Wendy. Is it going to get them enough to get that second point onto the board? But those over at the Amazon Arena, we want to hear you cheer. We want to hear you say, Jayo for the potential first time.
加油 TTG, 加油 Nova Esports. Let's give it a go. Nova Esports versus TT Global here. This is potentially your final draft of this series.
Potential final draft, and CY finally gets his pay, Wendy finally gets his coming, and Chuan is like, you know what, guys? The Lu Bang's actually pretty nice here, because if they can get the access in, obviously dive in with pay, CY, obviously Chuan use the battlefield command, come back down, and then we can kind of see a little bit of a hokey-cokey go on within these team fights, but game number 5 going here right now. This could potentially be the point here that TT Global need to get themselves as one of the first grand finalists of the KWC.
Exactly, and right now we see a standard start coming in from both teams here, both wanting to secure this mid priority as it is so important.
It's very important. I mean, it's something that obviously TT Global's been abusing in the past 2 games as well, right? Like, they make sure that they get that T1 around about that 4-minute mark.
And a light up your cheer coming in from TTG fans here. TTG 加油，用实力打破自己最适合的5人冲。So they're pushing for a cheer, making sure that these 5 members cheering on for their success in this international stage.
Yes, beautiful. Thank you for the supportive message there as well. And obviously, for those on the global server, we have the Flowborn Mage being released here as well. Obviously, not into the tournament, but you can put your hands and play such a fantastic variant of the Flowborn.
Looking at strength here, might be caught out here. Okay, back to the Flowborn Mage here. What a special hero here. 1 in 3 with so many roles coming in from Flowborn here. And talking about Flowborn here, there's also the outfit design contest.
Yes, which the deadline is for today, right? So you got to get those in submitted as well. But speaking of submitted, maybe a kill here for the side of TT Global. Crane gets first blood.
First blood goes towards to the side of TT Global here. We talked about this, the importance of the classmate having so much resources here, but Uchi goes to a 1v1 against Snowy. Snowy walks out alive, not scratched too much.
He walks out alive for now, right? I mean, definitely what he needs to be is just need joy, come through, give him some more of that HP, just get him back into fighting shape here for the side of TT Global. But again, TT Global having that gold lead in the early game around about 1k, so around about 500 gold extra per minute. But speaking of per minute, we are looking at another kill here. Wendy gets taken down once more. This is the power of Sunrise on the Doom and Dolian combo.
Crane and Sunrise, the execution is flawless coming into that. And right now, more fights coming into this jungle.
More fights coming into the jungle. I mean, they always say, welcome to the jungle, baby. You're gonna die. That's a 2-0 trade here for TT Global. Not 4-minute mark on the map right now, because, I mean, they aren't really gonna look to push those turrets just yet because they still have that shielding.
And look at the replay here coming in from TT Global's execution here. Wayfin goes immediately gets punished, and the safe fight to lock down CY here. Amazing punishment coming in from TT Global. They know their early game is strong.
Yeah, that Sage's might is so oppressive, right? Like, if you can get the lockdown onto somebody like Wendy, onto CY, and then get the kill, it's gonna make sure that those team fights are going into the favor of TT Global.
Exactly, and you get the buff and you get the kill here. That is to add insult to wound there. It's so much going towards the hands of TT Global into this early game. And right now, the laning phase looks so safe for Snowy here. Look at him. He's styling and he's aura farming.
He's aura farming and he's also gold resource farming, right? He's looking to make sure he gets all those stats through because those know that Lady Soon is going to be that late game assurance, right, for the side of TT Global. But if we've looked how historically the past 3 games have gone, they are probably not looking for the late game. They're just looking to make sure they have that amazing power that comes through with the rolling raid and obviously the distance, the clearing of the ultimate shell.
I have to agree with you. Judging from the past 3 games, there is no lane game to be talking about because TT Global has been so dominant, and look at the position right now. They are making sure that every single little resource goes to their pocket, choking further CY. This jungle carry pick further behind.
Yeah, I mean, that's not where you want to be if you're Pei, right? Pei needs to have that great early game. He needs to have those resources on point. I mean, overall, he does have the XP lead over Sunrise here, but it's more so that gold that we need, right? Itemization needs gold, not XP.
And look at the control right now coming into the jungle for TT Global here. They look for the engage on Muji here. He's extremely low, but they are forcing them to back up from this buff.
Yeah, forcing them back up on the buff, but it's going to be a good catch here for Crane. He's able to get the knock on the 2, but now comes in Shawan with the Battlefield Command as well. And then think inside the box, tries to come through here for Waypip, but that is going to be a 3-0 trade here for TT Global.
Such a smart use of the Dolia Fuzu combo here. We were talking about, Dolia Dude, Dolia rolling great, but the double Sage Might, double lockdown here. You see Liu Bang coming in to assist his teammate here, gets locked down, 2 members, all the kills goes over to the favor of TT Global. 5 minutes, 4,000 gold lead.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a sizable lead here for the side of TT Global, right? I mean, Nova Esports, they haven't had the most finesse within the team fights of this game at number 5, but they need to come back. They need to make sure they have some assurance, right? So maybe trying to get some pressure into these lanes, maybe the case, but they definitely don't want to be losing the T2s, right? I mean, they've lost the T1s in all lanes. They've got to hold on to these safely.
Well, it is not their choice here, Vlad, because the side of TT Global, they are so strong and they are so dominant. Look at the tower damage here. Look at their wave speed right now. They're making sure that they get all the paths, all the space choking Nova Esports to their own base here. Look at Sunrise. No one can take him down as of this point.
No one can take him down, but nobody can contest him either, right? Like we see in here, they're using obviously the Dolia to put down the old, and they're using the Wave Breaker to push them away, and it just means that Nova's not being able to go to these T2s and save them.
Exactly, and right now, lesser and lesser tier 2s are on the map right now when the extremely low has to back up. Tower is getting hit on. Every single hit matters. Look at this tier 3 here. No defense here coming from the side of Nova Esports.
Yeah, he's just really showing the potential of the Futsu pick, right? Like, he's able to just run these turrets down like no man's business. And Jin here on this pick is doing great. And now, because they've opened up those outer turrets, they have access into Nova Esports' jungle.
So scary. The execution coming in from TT Global here. Yes. Objective-centric is the playstyle of KPL, but they are prized as well for being the best players in terms of mechanical gameplay here. And look at their micro skills here. That's what got them in these 4v4 team fights, 5v5 big skills. 0 to 7, that makes their mark.
It makes their mark, and they're about 7 minutes into the game, right? We're looking to approach that high ground turret that's sitting so nicely in the mid lane for now. Minion wave coming through, but Nova's going to try their best to make sure they're able to mitigate that takedown of that T2-3 in that mid lane. It goes down. They're looking for another one. Sage's might into the back line. The thing inside the box being cancelled out right near, and Waypit gets left to the walls, but can they pick up a kill here on the side of TT Global? They're able to take 2, but can they get any more? Or else it's an ace here from the side of TT Global, and they are your first grand finalists.
Your first grand finalist, and Snowy secures a pentakill to close off a series with a 4-1 dominating fashion.
Penta coming through here. I feel like it's the first one within the KWC, right? I mean, semi-finals is the places you're really looking to get those pentakills right. But we saw yesterday, AGAL, they had their most dominant game, was their last game of the series. TT Global, same fashion.
Same fashion, dominating the game within 8 minutes, securing a pentakill onto Snowy from TT Global here. We are so damn amazed by this performance.
Very good performance, right? I mean, like we were saying, like, Lady Sun, she's normally that late game assurance, but when you don't need to get to the late game, a 7-minute match is where we got to, right? 7-0-1 for Snowy was pretty crazy.
It was pretty crazy. He had an amazing laning phase. Sunrise was so good onto this dude, absorbing so much of this damage. And look at this Fuzi Dolia combo here. First stage right to go in, second one to lock another member off the side of Nova Esports here. There is no fighting chance coming in from Nova Esports. And look at this pentakill.
Yeah, the pentakill was pretty crazy, right? I mean, this is going to be the breakdown here. Obviously gets the kill onto the backline now. Wendy's going to be the last one alive, rolls in, boom, gets the kill. Is definitely what we was hoping for here for the side of TT Global. Yes, Nova made the impossible bleed, but we're going to go throw it over to the stage. Mara, the gorge is yours. Sky.
Welcome back to the stage, and I joined will be Crane from TT Global on the stage. Say hi to audiences from all over the world. 跟大家打个招呼。
Hello， 大家好，我是广州 TTG 贺慈。
So congratulations one more time on make it to the grand finals. How do you feel after this match? 首先恭喜你们进入了决赛了。那这场比赛结束之后呢，此时的心情是怎样的呢？
很开心，然后进入决赛了，然后备好战迎接决赛吧。
We feel really excited and happy because we made it to the grand final, and we will do our best to prepare for the finals. And let's talk about game 1. So Nova did extremely well, ending up with a very huge lead of everything. So what happened, and what will be the post-match discussion and your adjustment after that? 我们想聊一下第一局的比赛，因为第一局其实对手非常的强大，给到了很大的压力。那一局比赛结束之后，大家的复盘，包括哲教给到的一些调整会是什么呢？
就是打完下局之后，然后哲教说稍微放开一点打，然后在他们进攻的时候该还手就还手，主动一点。
Alright, so
right? But in practicals, we have seen how TT Global, a very strong team, first place in ACL, has brought the game over to their previous opponents. AGAL, no lesser, in fact, maybe better than TT Global at this point. We'll see how they play their cards, because every strategy has a weakness, and AGAL is here to show you what it is.
So, going back to this draft, is this pay gonna be enough for Twisted Minds to really kind of have a great early game, turn this into a potential game 1 victory?
If AGAL does not put 3 members in the jungle, yes, which I am pretty confident AGAL, they're going to be watching out the jungle bus for the side of Zoe. And at this point, Twisted Minds, this is a tough challenge, but challenge you must, because they are in your way in potentially claiming that KWC 2025 trophy.
Yeah, and going into the grand finals, I mean, these single elimination, it's going to be best of 7. And we know that they're Twisted Mind fans that are in the Amazon arena right now. Can we hear some noise?
move out!
Great job for AGAL. 让我听你的尖叫声吧。
It's kind of, it didn't seem fair because they had the drums and whatnot. And I think that that's a huge advantage. But it looks like Clean taking a lot of damage, needs to be careful. AG going very strong, looking to group up, potentially going for that kill right on the Clean.
This is signature AG, right? So they play very aggressively. Ideally, they will want to invade your jungle, but at this point, they know that the pay is strong. So they committed 4 different members as a defensive measure. And because of the initial blocking, right? Clean actually very low on health, will not be able to engage into the jungle of AGAL.
Yeah, no cheeky plays, no potential invades, ensuring that you kind of actually push Clean on the back foot, right, by being a little bit aggressive. And he's got half life, which isn't going to be great, but he's going to be largely off the map for some time.
So another thing you need to notice about the hang on,
it looks like Hylan goes in for this one. Siang is going to be there as well, but turning on the damage. Shanks is taking most of it.
Okay, so while this is happening, take a look at what the role Shuai is doing. He's actually helping assist in the jungle camps as well.
Oh, with those blades doing some serious work. Highlight one last shot, and that's going to be first blood going the way of Shuai.
Silver lining, that kill goes to the rope, right? So at Shuai's performance here, this is a great start for the side of AGAL. Nothing less than expected for the KPL Giants.
I mean, it was the last hit. It was calculated, and they're like, okay, we got it. We can walk away. We sure that we got this one.
So the recovery by Twisted Minds at this point is to, okay, let's try and feed Clean. We need this tiger to be fed. We need the meat, the protein for him to go strong, the muscles.
Yeah, he needs to invade more than anything else. He needs to find that protein across the map. He needs to be invasive. He needs to be a little bit uncomfortable. They don't want to let AG just kind of run away with this one.
But AGL, they know this game so well. They have put numbers up at the bench, and right away, Twisted Minds, they know, hey, we can't engage carelessly.
Oh, they bid a farewell right onto it, the Heartlink on back. But yes, it's the counter movements that you're seeing from AGAL. They've been very smart with understanding what they need to do and protecting their own jungle.
Look at the drop, it's working in favor on the side of AGAL. Fast rotations, fast clear. They're gonna try and go on a Shanks here on the bottom side.
Oh, the Koi Tide, the blades are doing some work, but Shanks actually has to expend the flash. Something to take note of, as it's a big comet skill, especially early.
So it will come up very closely to that timing of the first time of the game. But another successful measure, you push Shanks back, which means the initial camp at the bottom, it goes into the hands of Yinhua, enhancing his farm.
Look at how far back Shanks is. He's actually hiding behind his own tower because he understands that he doesn't know where that numbers advantage is. Twisted Minds have actually rotated CT Boy to the top lane to kind of provide a little bit of space for Nighty to get going.
Yep, and 3 members again in the middle. It's numbers game. They want to put the numbers advantage, of which once they have control of the map, look at the way that both teams are farming, right? AGAL optimizing the amount of farm, just sharing the goal, something that you don't see Twisted Minds do.
And look at how Yuno was actually following around with Zoe and ensuring that he's taking all that farm, just expediting the rate at which these jungle camps are being decimated. Very good by them, and he goes right back into the lane, doesn't lose a single last hit.
And also, Zoe then actually gets information. He gets to explore the jungle side on the side of Twisted Minds earlier, which gives them this very vital information. 3 minutes and 40 seconds. They could get another kill at this point.
And that rotation turned into something that's going to set themselves up for this 4-minute tyrant. Perfect placement. Joey has that vision that's going to be provided onto him, but CT Boy has to jump away here.
Yeah, so they need to deal with Zoe, right? Zoe now at level 7, a little bit behind Clean, but that's what you expect out of Pay, right? He is able to move fast. But once again, Twisted
Minds unable to place their footing in this contest, their first tyrant of the game will go into AGAL's hands.
I mean, Clean was just farming in the top part. He was trying to get what he could, but that was a bit of an opening for AGAL to kind of take that tyrant. They took it with literally no contest.
I mean, it's a good thing, right? This is why you need to optimize those movements, those rotations, wave clear, freezing the lanes. Little things matter in Honor of Kings, and once again, 2v1.
Yeah, and AGAL here didn't lose a single last hit as well, so just timing things perfectly. Shank's taking a lot of damage. CT Boy needs to be careful. That Reforge play is not actually connecting. Shank tries to go for that one last play, but it looks like they're going to take the bottom T1 here right away. But Zoe, looks like Zoe taking a lot of damage. He's going to be ganged up on it. Clean gets the kill. Nice little rotation, but they're going to lose the bottom T1, or they already did.
So still a big win for the side of AGAL, right? The trade has not come over yet. They have to commit members on the top. The one member will do it, especially if it's clean. But T2 under pressure and Twisted Minds, no answer.
And no answer. I mean, these Universal Law will slow it down, but they've already taken the bottom T2. AGAL making some great clean movements in this game thus far.
Showing you how to speed up your game, right? With that Sea of Fate as well, the portal on the floor, sending your members back home. And once again, instant access into the jungle, sharing gold as well. Now, with this 2v1, a great attempt, right? They knew that something was happening at the bottom. This is the best time to go on Zoe. This is why vision is so important. They did get the kill, but look, it's not the best of trades. So Twisted Minds, let's do better.
Yeah, there was a fly here bothering Yunua there. That might have been sent out by Twisted Minds. Whatever sort of edge they can find, they're going to look for it on this one. But looks like AGAL on the offensive, looking to contest this Crimson, and it looks like it's going to be taken away by Clean here.
Okay, so first test pass.
The first one, CT Boy looking to go in. That destined encounter is going to be used, but it's just going to zone them away.
Okay, so another Sea of Fate, Shuai sends his jungler home, and with that,
they go for the truth. They find him. They get the catch, but it's just Shuai, which is going to be a huge one. But the Burning Sun arrow in return with those blades, and the Reforge blade slicing down Shanks.
And of all people, it had to be Shanks. What a beautiful arrow. This is why understanding the timings in the game is so important. Inua was ready with that Burning Sun arrow, and look, with this timing, Zoe also manages to secure that positioning for his farm lane. Inua gets that Crimson buff. They will start exploring the jungle of Twisted Mind.
It seemed like a very anime-esque fight right there. I mean, Shuai just going down and Yunua going with that Burning Sun arrow, getting that connection and just getting that instant revenge here. But it looks like Clean on the prowl, and it looks like they're going to turn this around. The Burning Sun arrow to jump in, and they have the knock-up. Clean has to bounce away. He does get to safety, though.
Yep, number advantage again. It's going to be a 4-on-3 at the T1.
They're going to do a little bit of pressure more than anything else. CT Boy taking a lot with those blades. My gosh, Shang has been a maestro with them, and he's doing a lot of damage.
Okay, let me give you a little information about AGAL in their current season of KPL. They have a lot of 100% win rate heroes, and I don't think Twisted Mind's going to have fun with that.
Yeah, 90 here has to use the truth. He's going to be ganged up 1 versus 3, though, but he will go down. Ron finds the kill.
This is why it's so important to get the support item first. Swai showing you the redemption. With the shields itself, they survived the initial aggression. And Shanks!
All the pounce in. They go right onto Clean. They try to actually take him out, but they want the Crimson space created, and AGAL will make them pay.
It's just AGAL showing you the little advantages. Edging it out. And right now, Twisted Minds, the goalie isn't that big.
But Zoe now is going to be under the tower, and they're going to look to just, again, use that space. AGAL will take the free mid T1. Twisted Minds right now on the defensive, basically just reacting to what AGL is throwing at them.
Yes, they're amplifying the lead. They try to go to Zoe, though.
Yeah, but Zoe was going to take that one, and it looks like Clean wants to go for the steal himself, but he wants to go potentially for Yunua. Yunua with those spider sense. He knows.
He knows. There is no way. That's why he's checking Clean. Oh, no. He's in the middle of 5 here.
Oh, the blade, the pounce away. He's going to try to get back to safety. The double pounce, he does get there, but the truth finds Chang. He gets that pick off, and 90 with that play, but Zoe looking for that revenge. But here's the bitter farewell right on top. The Heart Link away, tries to, gets the safety with that flash. You know what, needs to be careful, but 90 makes him pay. He had that enlightenment, and he lighted him. Now he's Joey taking so much damage, and they Twisted Minds have done it.
They turn it around. This is why they're called the Masterminds. That was a great bait on the side of Twisted Minds to get AGAL to overcommit. And once again, game number 1, global team looking a little scarier. A nice catch by 90. That really opened up because that was the main source of damage. When Shunk is down, it's so scary. And here's another movement. Knight saving the flash for the backline to catch out Ino. They were forcing him back in the perfect position.
What a great fight by Twisted Minds, and it was all kind of baited out. Everything just kind of went in their favor of understanding how to take this team fight. They picked him off one by one. Yino realized that he was in a bad spot, tried to flash back to safety, but then he just got caught out. Nighty just too quick, too much damage, and he had that flash to save for him.
And look, they swing the whole gold gap around. They're now leading by about 2,000 gold on the side of Twisted Minds. Not what I had in my books.
Not what you had in your books, but we kind of saw this in game one and in the fourth series of the day. But the nice burning sun arrow with those plays, and that should do enough damage and should be able to pick out CT Boy. And yes, in fact, it is AGL with a nice pick off there.
What a time to get a kill though. Look, City Boy up for about 25 seconds or so. That is too long. They will not be able to successfully contest for this shadow variant.
Yeah, but AGAL, I mean, what is the objective that they're hitting out of this? Yes, they got the kill, but it's just the roamer, and now it looks like they're going to get gone on right here as Ron has to get away. The Truth just pushing him back, not with that connection, but that Sea of Fate with the save.
The timing is just impeccable on this side of AGAL. They know the limits that their heroes are supposed to be pushed to. Right now, it's about hunting time for Twisted Minds. They don't really have the numbers advantage at this point until they get into position. They might have to find a trade.
AGAL, though, are looking to take this Shadow Tyrant, the first one of the game. They lose their T2 as a bounce for this one. The Overlord about to be started here. Twisted Mind still up in front. Finds Ron, who gets a little bit serious. Those blades are going to do a little bit of damage. He's going for that potential steal, but Shanks takes the Overlord. 90's a little bit low, needs to be careful. They did lose clean, so that's one thing to take note of. But now with this retreat, AGAL not able to get any other catches.
Okay, so if they don't lose too much at this point, it's still something that is decent for the side of Twisted Minds. But advantage swings slowly but surely back in the hands of AGAL.
I just really like that Shadow Tyrant. I think that the 10-minute mark, yes, Twisted Minds are like, actually we can put pressure on the top lane as well as stealing the Overlord. Yes, it was closer than they needed. This Burning Sun arrow will connect, but the Reforge plays right onto Shanks and an instant deletion. He's been sniped out.
Ino just cannot miss. Siang as well, and what a nice combination as they poke them down. T3s are both under pressure.
Oh, the tenderizing, the blades just way too much. They take the mid T3, the Universal Law really not doing enough. Nighty's still up in front, finds Zoe, but that's really not the target. He's just way too tanky at this stage.
You see the beauty of this drop. They can't deal with Zoe.
Zoe's looking to go in. Nighty tried to make the heroic play, but he gets caught out. Just way too many members of AGAL.
Yep, so you're diving into the abyss at this point, right? Diving into the deep end. Ino is building the tank build for this hero, so there is no way you get the instant kill on him. Clean, of course, at the top of the gold charts, but he is alone because the other 4 members on the side of AG, Ino, Siang, and Zoe, they're all following closely behind.
Yeah, and Nighty with that jump in. I mean, it was a nice attempt, but the rest of Twisted Minds are like way too slow to really catch up. They weren't really in sync on ensuring that they got those kills, and him going in like that is kind of like a Hail Mary at this stage.
It's just a kid difference, right? Because end of the day, look, Hailang on this is not exactly the fastest member. Yes, he can get a setup for you, but you need to have the appropriate timings.
Yeah, need to have that timing. That's going to be key here. AGAL, just look at how they're starting to take over the map. The Burning Sun arrow gonna miss at this point, but they're putting pressure on this bottom T3, which is just barely hanging on. They're looking for blank. They find him. Nighty goes in for this, but it looks like they're going to turn this around. Zoe was there. He's going to be able to repel this assault. Twisted Minds have to retreat yet again.
That's what you have to do, right? Put that front line. This is what a front line is supposed to do. So Zoe and Ron, the two of them protecting their back line. And the moment you give Ino and Siang time, you are gone. There is too much damage.
Yeah, way too much damage. AGAL now on the front. They got the super minion in the mid lane, but here's the Universal Law just trying to slow that wave down. Twisted Minds just looking to hold on.
Okay, they have a little bit of the silver lining on the side of Twisted Minds. They have decent wave clear, right? One in the form of Hailang, the other in the form of Shanks. And because it's a tight corner, 90 can turn this around.
He can turn it around, but he's got to find the right angle. I mean, yes, the vision is just so good from AGAL. Finding that jump in, not going to be easy.
Yeah, so once again, look at the way he's using. As an engage, it's an option select for them.
Oh, the T3 just going down 90 at half-life. He's going to be focused, realizing that he was the only initiation. He's been pushed away. AGAL have opened up the base.
Clean and calculated. This is a better base for the side of Twisted Minds as we're heading 14 minutes into the game. Zoe playing a fantastic job because he's so tanky, nobody can really get him down.
No real chance, but the Burning Sun Arrow is going to connect on the CT boy. Do they have enough? And with those blades, yes, they do. Zoe now on the run. Yes, he's tanky, but he's going to see a fade on out. He's going to get to safety, but Nighty going in for that play. Finds Shang, they get the pick off, but what more can they do? Nighty is down for the count. The Universal Law on the minions, but Zoe all the way up in front, chasing Shank's back. They're trying to take out the minions more than anything else. They find Hylon. Yinu is just looking to stay alive, but he gets focused in. Clean finds him out, goes on a run. They pick him off, and now Zoe, he gets killed as well, and Clean with the triple kill.
Shanks looking for that final one more. Will be that marker. Can they get the kill? They do. Shanks, they bring them down. It's an ace, but still, it is a barren base for the side of the mines. They need to have so much more success.
Yeah, and Shanks might be the last one standing, but the top lane is pushing. Yes, it looks like they're going to have some sort of help in CT Boy coming back up, but here, how much push can they actually do at this stage?
Very difficult because at this point, 90 took a very big risk, but he learned every single available skill for the team. Zoe, what's he doing here? He's trying to get the current pressure. The crystal is meant to shoot at him, tank for the team, but because they have decent wave clear on the side of Twisted Minds, they actually bring that backdoor protection in, and Shanks once again positioning clean this time on the backlines. Nobody will touch him. If you leave a Lady Soon alone with a Crimson Golem at this point, he's going to melt your team down.
Yeah, but okay. Yes, you're absolutely correct, but no T3s. Yes, you have a red buff, and I mean, Clean is going to pick up his own as well, so they've got two, but the Shadow Tyrant is going to be taken away. AGL looking to put even more pressure and to just close this game out.
The timing is just so tight from AGL. They're not leaving much gaps for Twisted Minds to expose, right? They have not taken a single Tyrant or Shadow Tyrant on the side of Twisted Minds, which is why it's so hard to fight. They don't have the fighting prowess.
Yeah, they don't really have it, but AGAL understanding that they're still in control of this game. The net worth lead is only about 2K. Definitely something within reason at this stage, but Twisted Minds, the biggest thing is that their base is barren. Every lane is going to push, so anytime they make some sort of approach, they need to ensure that the lane equilibrium is in a green spot.
And look, everybody on the side of AGAL optimized for Shung to get those couple blades down. With the Reforge and the couple blades, that combination, it will melt anyone on this team down, maybe with the exception of 90, but for now, AGAL, so many setups. You know, the ultimate swipe, the person's third skill. You also have run with the catch as well.
The Shadow Vanguard about to be burned down very easily by AGAL, easily able to take that one out, and now they're looking to just deal with the minion waves, put more pressure. Oh, the Blades is on point, the Sage's Sanctuary right on the Clean. They caught him out, and they find him. Ron with that kill, and now Nighty in a bad spot. He's going to be chased by all 5 members. He goes back in, tries to go for the truth, but he goes down as well. You knew it was just too much damage. Shanks now trying to stay alive. He tries to go, turns this around, but he stays alive. Ron has been killed as well, and now Shuai just with those koi ties just being super annoying. The Universal Law on the minions.
There is one chance. They have to get everyone low. They're trying again on the side of Twisted Minds. Shanks, he could potentially turn his game around. They go in.
He tries to go, but he deals with the minion wave more than anything else. Shanks still out there. He's stuck in his base. The ultimate shell not going to connect on anything.
As long as Shanks survives, I think there is a fighting chance for the side of Twisted Minds. But the moment Shanks down,
Burning Sun Arrow just goes right in between. Not able to connect. Zoe with that nice little knockup.
Yes.
They find him, and they find Hylon. CT Boy has to run away. Shanks has been killed, and it looks like AGAL will take game 1.
easy peasy this time. They're set up so clean. As a new player to HOK, take a look at what AGAL has dropped and how they play this composition to the absolute T.
Yeah, absolute T. Just the setups, the stuns, like lining it up with the damage that they have. I mean, that was really on point in terms of how they want to do this. Like the wombo combos, the control, and especially the map control of just choking out the game. And it was a very good game by AGAL here.
Many different things went in favor of all gamers. AGAL, right? Like you said, taking care of the map, taking care of the farm, little instances, but we have some hope for the global teams. Twisted Minds, this was not as easy as I think AGAL would have hoped.
Yeah, definitely. And, I mean, they fought to the bitter end. I mean, they didn't really have any T3s. They were trying to stay alive. And again, the Fly attacking, you know, we were, like, they were sending out everything from Twisted Minds.
They tried every single formula, did not work for game number 1. AGAL still stands at the top, at the peak of the mountain.
Yeah, it's a tough mountain to climb for Twisted Minds. I mean, they've seen it, they've felt it, they understand what is in front of them. I mean, yes, they had made some movements or whatever, but AGAL not phased, able to weather with the storm and close this game out.
Okay, so I think right now, Twisted Minds is still a decent confidence to have. This is not exactly a full one-way stop. There was some life coming out from Twisted Minds. All they need to do, I mean, I have to just commend 90 this game. He really put his heart and soul into this one. So many nice catches. Unfortunately, AGAL were just too far ahead. But this is our opinion. I want to hear things from the desk. Isaac and boys, what do you have for us?
Thank you very much, Kin. And what we have for you right over here is going to be the analysis of that game 1. AGAL take a 1-0 advantage on top of Twisted Minds. But I'm telling you something, it was not an easy game for them, right? At the end of the day, Twisted Minds, they lost their high ground turrets very early, and they were able just to kind of like back down AGAL for about like
A very dominating game as we were expecting for AGAL. For sure, if you are a team Twisted Minds, you can treat this as maybe testing of the waters of our strength, especially on 90. He got like 2 openings on that part, and the efforts of team Twisted Minds, they can definitely pull out a punch here or two.
I'm telling you, I think that Twisted Minds, in terms of the defense of the game, they did actually really good at just kind of just zoning AGAL out, do not allowing them to just take a very big advantage. What are your thoughts on that whole game, Doggy?
I think Twisted Mind held it up super good.
Yeah.
The combo of Hu Yi and Gan,
That's it.
massive. He can one-shot
chain,
Yeah,
right?
it's a game changer. Like what they're doing right now. Like as you can see, you can learn a lot from them. Like
Did you wish you used it in show match today?
no.
You can use it on your ranked games.
Yeah, you can use it with friends, and then after you master it, for sure you can go and take it onto the big stage, right?
The good part here is the chemistry that they have on AG.
Agreed.
Like the confidence level is top notch because if you can execute that kind of combination and combo, you need to be on the top of the mountain, like to execute that kind of play.
Because it's just a matter of seconds, right? Like it's just a matter of like one ability after the other, not just to kind of like lay your abilities on top of the other, isn't it, Dave?
Well, there are 2 things I want to say about this game. Number 1, give credit where credit is due to Twisted Mind for holding the defense.
Yeah,
it was absolutely insane how long they've held the base, like you said, Isaac, and it showed the skills, the player, like just knowledge of the game. By the way, Clean, he came from a KPL youth group.
Yeah.
So he is a professional player. And the rest of the team, like we mentioned the synergy many different times. Now, come to AGL, I want to break down, we saw the stats just now. I want to break down their draft just slightly. You have the combo, of course, you said Hou Yi and Ganmo. But when you have Hou Yi, we're analyzing, okay, is this Hou Yi a hyper carry? Or is he really just a utility marksman? And it seems like in this game, it served more towards the utility marksman tool. Use the ultimate, it's use the bait, and then truly the carry is shown in the mid lane. Because you see the damage output he did in the game.
And it's very interesting just to see someone like Inuo, right? Like just taking away all the ego and just being like, sometimes when you need to be utility, you just need to be utility, right?
Yeah, we're talking about the Ganmo and Hu Yi combo, right? The Zia is such an easy target for the arrow. Every time the Zia pops the ultimate, like boom, arrow. And what's interesting is that Siang will immediately in advance put in the first mid second skill and then the buffed freshly forged couple blades. But we're not also talking about the 100% team fight win rate of the Da Chao pick, which is actually so crucial for this game. A lot of saves that low-key giving the opportunity to team AG to turn around team fights because of those teleportations. Every time a single hero is in trouble, especially when 90 or Pei gets a little bit of opening, he will pop in the teleport and then boom, nothing's gonna happen.
That Xiao pick right over there is something that in this KWC 2025 we've seen in different teams, right? It just needs a very big coordination. If you understand how to play that composition, it's a very strong one. But again, it's a very big risk. Doggy, if you were the coach right over there, would you still just go with that big of right over there?
I mean, right now AG, what they're doing is like they pick Da Kiao because they need Twisted Mind to react on their play. But right now the Hu Yi is just farming on the bot side. Like we thought that there will be a good trade when they destroyed the bot lane tower, and then there will be a trade on the glass lane tower, but they destroyed 2 bot lane tower for one clash lane tower because they need to react on the Dakiao moving on the map. What else? They gotta TP out, TP in, TP out, TP in.
And the rotations cannot be that quick, right? Only Clean can just move around the map just easily and fast. But the rest of the team is not as mobile, isn't it?
They pick Zia just to shove the lane on the mid lane so they can rotate all the time. But then AG is much more faster. They are unpredictable how they gonna rotate.
I think one note on the Zia, maybe if we went like all the way, maybe Zia level 25, it could be different ball game. Level 25 also on the AG Sun, right? Added stats and everything. Maybe the damage is enough, the wave clear is enough. But no, team AG, they're in a rush. They want to end this quickly as much as possible.
That is a late game composition, right? Just for that Zia and that Lady Sun to be online. That Zia and Lady Sun, I don't think that they had the damage, Dave. What do you think on that?
I want to touch on your point regarding the Dachao pick. The Dachao is such a good character to learn if you're new to Honor of King. Because there's so many great players in this community already.
Yes.
And we mentioned if you want to win against an organized team, organized player, or experienced player, you got to bring in the chaos. Twist in mind, they did. Look how many kills there are on the board today in this game. I mean, usually when you watch AGAL's game, you saw like less than single-digit kills.
Yes.
Across the entire board. But this game, there are over 20 plus kills all across the board. To show you, Twisted Mind is doing exactly that. But back to Dachao, this character is so unpredictable. There's so many different things that you can do with her. So, yeah, that might be some comp that Team Doggy learns. Thanks.
Well, but, bro, to be honest, Nike also executed something very good right there. But then the damage is lacking. They really need that Zia level 25. But if it did go to that late game, they can change the game, like
of
the
course.
whole scenario.
AGAL knew that they didn't want to allow that happening. And that's why in the moment that they wanted to finish the game at 13 minutes. Let's be real. They wanted to go for the push, and it was Natty the one that just actually came in clutch and allowed them just to really keep that alive. But the game should have finished at 12, 13 minutes probably, and they pushed it all the way to 17. They hold 1 or 2 more waves, and probably we could have seen the Tempest Dragon.
With this, we can conclude that Minds, they can definitely go for team fights. They're good with the team fights, but some of those team fights, maybe the nerves are getting into them, especially like we saw this, you are agreeing with me, like Kailang is kind of like making a flash that kind of like wasted a flash that they could have like maybe just walked, right?
Like on the early game, we saw Helang using the Zia, like he flashed on the gun. Even though he doesn't need to do it. So it's a risky play, because when he died right there, Gun have singularity item already.
It is a pretty tough game. It is really hard for Twisted Minds just to kind of like find openings that they could actually be able to turn into victories. AGAL right now just playing at the way that they want to play. Twisted Minds had a very good performance. If they want to take a victory, it's going to have to be even better than that. We know that game 1, when all heroes are out there, it's an easy game because you've got like you can just toss everything you have. Now that game 2 is going to come in, some of your meta picks are just not available. That's going to be a lot harder, isn't it, Doggy?
It will be hard because right now on the first game, the draft, the batting phase is kind of predictable, but the pick of AG is not predictable because we're getting the flowborn tank jungle thing, and then you know they took Garenmo, like it's with a combo with Hui. It's so unpredictable, but. They also bleed. Twisted Man can do it. Like I think they can do it.
I am really looking forward to see what's going to happen right over there. The ban and pick already started. What about if we toss it to the casters? Boys, take it from here.
Thank you so much for that analysis on game number 1. Now, all of your future depends on the decisions that you make today. And AGAL have made that correct choice. Game number 1 in their hands. And they're going to start off strong with game number 2 with the first pick on Tulung.
Yeah, talking about that last game, though, if we're going to be talking about the Flowborn tank, this was a hero that was 0-8 at the KWC, and then enter the KPL Overlords, and now it's 2-8. Basically with TT Global winning, and then that last game right there. So they're the only teams that can win with that hero.
I mean, it really comes down to experience, right? Learning and testing this hero out, learning about the limits you can push. Now, Twisted Minds, their limits have been pushed. Today is an important day for them. Even if it's a learning experience, I want them to put the strongest foot forward. And with a Changfei and Direnjie combination, I think that's a great start.
Yeah, look at how fast AGAL drafts, like insta counter picks. They know exactly what they want. They were going to go with the Dole here and the Menki to kind of just make this team way more robust. A very strong lineup thus far in the first phase.
And I think if you take a look at the patterns of the KPL giants that have come here, that the frontliner is always so hard to take down. And with the help of these big burst people, right? Number one, you now have a look. Previous game, we saw the power of love. Got and Mo, those snipes coming in. And not only that, the setups from the KPL giants have been huge. So Twisted Minds, take a page out of their book. And we'll see Fatih, that third pick in the final phase.
When you're getting sliced and diced, you're thinking that is love? That's how you're making that analysis with the Gan and Mo pick? That seems very interesting to me.
Well, I have been taught that, there are different ways to show love, and sometimes you have to give a little bit of tough love. So, Twisted Minds getting a little bit of tough love from the very strict teacher, AGAL.
All right, we don't have to do the online therapy right now. We'll talk about that one a little bit later. But going into this one, I mean, the first phase, the Fatih has been, dare I say, a bit of a meta pick in that clash lane. It's been incredibly strong. Teams have really been able to excel with it. It's kind of been having that first emergence on the global stage, considering it's been a newer hero. But is this a good pick in this lineup for Twisted Minds here?
Only if Twisted Minds go for the extremes. They need a mega tank or a pick-off composition with an assassin pick, because there's no Ogre, there is no Musashi, there's no one big enough to really melt down this furball that is Menki.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. They're going to definitely need some sort of damage. And I mean, if he jumps onto the back line, and you're looking at Princess Frost and Direnjie as prime targets for this Menki to get that perfect Dream Realm off, you need to ensure that you're, again, spaced out on understanding how that team fight is supposed to go, and again, just take the right angles.
Yeah, so a lot of decisions to make, right? And everything needs to go in accordance with the timing. Now, Twisted Minds, they have been one of the rare teams that have surprised me with their Princess Frost pick. And here we go. Couple of new picks here. The Miyu and the Heino coming out for AGAL. If I'm not wrong, this is a debut pick for Heino in KWC 2025. And with so much tankiness and survivability, the four uncatchables. You have the Lung, you have the Menki, the Miyu, and the Heino. Who are you going to burst down? Because you have to get all of them down.
Yeah, you have to get all of them down, plus the Celestial Melodies available, so good luck trying to chip into this one. This seems like a very tough, self-sufficient, very in-your-face, tanky lineup that's going to be tough nut for Twisted Minds to crack.
This kind of brings me back to school, because this is like, you know what, I want to study for the test, and then it's meant to be a pop quiz, but suddenly it's a final year exam, and I'm not prepared. Okay. Now, Twisted Minds, let's see how they're going to do. They have the Luna. This is one of the most successful picks against the KPL Giants. It hasn't really won a game, but splendid performances.
Yeah, it's been great so thus far. I mean, Twisted Minds have been able to just actually fight back. They were talking about on the panel earlier about just how they were good so defensively, being able to hold on. But again, you got to do more than that, right? To take it to really AGAL, you got to be aggressive from the beginning. And they got some kills in that first game, but they weren't able to turn it into like objectives and other sort of big neutrals. They lost almost every single one of those.
Do you know why it's so hard to play against a KPL Giant? It's because they're doing multiple teams at the same time, right? So not only are they trying to pressure you, and one trait that, a lot of good teams and great teams do is they push you behind the towers that you're defending. So there is no escape. The minions will be in range. There is no backdoor protection.
Yeah, actually, the biggest thing that I learned, I mean, we were having a discussion with Isaac yesterday, and he was talking about the fact that, like, when teams play, they're constantly counting, right? So everybody's aware of the timers, understanding when the minion waves are pushing, also when the big neutrals are going to be there. So, like, every single movement is based on the timings of the game. That's how next level this team is.
Well, let's see. Once again, a numbers advantage from AG. They start off strong. 3 members in the middle, and Highland cannot have any pressure given to them.
I mean, the minion wave in the mid lane is the push. They've already taken their 4s. AGAL walking away with that essentially for free. CT Boy is going to kind of meet up with them, and he does have Smite if they want to go, but Shanks at a bad spot, being pushed away, and it looks like this is going to be a tough situation for him to potentially get out. Shuai getting a little low. CT Boy has to use the Leaping Savior, but now Shanks has been caught out. The flash away. CT Boy does survive, but Shanks is not as lucky.
Look at this rotation, so clean. They knew that, hey, we wanted to make this life difficult for you, and right now it is difficult on extreme. Because Twisted Mind, they made that lane swap. They wanted to get the winning lane against Ron as a mirror, 2v1. Did not work out. Now they're even further behind.
It seemed like they were just out of position at this point, and Clean looking to go a little bit on the wrong side of this one. Yes, he's got that dash and that searing stab, and he does connect on that one, but he eats a flaming palm on his way out.
So look at the positioning of AGAL. Now, Sheng, she should be fine, shouldn't get the kill, has to commit the flash. So good pressure from Twisted Minds. But the fact of the matter is, AGAL commits so many members, the force clean away, they take the space right now. Look at the rotation, Ino back, farming again.
Understanding the timings of the game, because I think that's right, but they actually get the Bridge of Prison, the nice little knockup, is not in a great spot. He's under the tower though, and it looks like Twisted Mind, not enough damage, and Hylon goes down.
Making full use of that melee range. Sung, the lifeblood of AGAL. And once again, they're crushing them in every single department.
Actually just face checked that brush, and he was just like, actually, we have an advantage. We have the tower here. There's not really much they can do, and they've turned that kill into a potential bottom T1. AGAL hitting on all cylinders.
Yeah, at that point, was not even forward yet. There was no escape, right? And the fact that Sheng, took his confidence to a new level, went into the faces with his second skill, gets the melee form, gets additional resistance, he's able to fight 2v1, no problem.
No problem at all. And now Sheng and both level 4, they have their get out of jail free cards whenever they want to use it. So this is not going to be an easy situation for Twisted Minds, because you have a bit of a long sustaining fight. It might not go in your favor.
My biggest concern here, look, Ino is already so close towards the Eternity Blade. We're about 3 minutes into the game.
First this completely whips out still being aggressive. Yes, the Stampede is on, but it seems like he's going to get on his dragon, and he flies on out of there.
What a transformation. They might be going for more, though. Sheng is around here, and the more scepters of fates that first unit lands on you, the more painful it becomes. So Sheng now is just going to provide so much.
Hylon waiting in the wings, potentially looking to go in, but no Winter is here. Those scepters are starting to hurt. It takes a tower shot, but AGAL putting even more pressure on. Yes, you have the Leaping Savior, but Shen getting a little bit low. Twisted Minds are going to hold.
You know why they're so aggressive? Because Ino has his ultimate again. That's the beauty of having a Dole on your team. The Celestial Melody, the refresh. So Ino can go as greedy as he wants. And the greed has been great. 2.4 thousand, 300 ahead of his counterpart in the form of Shang.
There are so many good Celestial Melody targets on this team. This AGAL lineup is just like on point. It's really perfect in terms of how they want to play around this Doldia here. It's going to be so tough to kind of deal with this really tanky, self-sustaining lineup that has ults that reverse all the damage.
Yeah, so if you are in your ranked games, you get this opportunity. 5-man, pick this composition, man.
Yeah, the Tyrants is going to be taken here. Shang is going to get gone on. He's going to potentially use the Fate Rewind. He does get the safety. He goes 88 miles an hour, and he's on out of there.
He's totally fine. Clean. Looking for an opening. If he can get the steal.
The Searing Stab, he's looking to go for that steal, but Zoe will pick that up with that smite. And it looks like with potential here, but Clean dashing away.
So once again, right, take a look at what's happening across the map. Because of Ino's push now, the key one at the bottom is open for the taking. They are also putting pressure in the mid. Ron has successfully farmed. He does have attack speed now. And once again, it's multiple things. They are invading the jungle of Twisted Minds. No answers because too many questions come.
Yeah, it's putting the pressure on, but the real fight is elsewhere. They're, again, just trying to create a little bit of space. Zoe all the way up in front, understanding his role as this Mankey of just being a frontliner. Yes, you're just threatening at the end of the day, but they need to respect where you are.
I mean, you can't break the shields, you can't break the walls, you can't come in.
Yeah, just too tanky at this point. Twisted Minds don't really have the items to really go with this one, but they find the Dream Roll. Hylon flashes away, connects again the Celestial Melody, make it a double in that sense, gets the stun and the kill.
Yeah, so Shuai also in the KPL region, coined as the smartest man in KPL, and now you know why he's so smart. The ability to choose when to put his ultimate refresh on the appropriate people. So we got that double Dream Roll, got the kill on the Hylon, and once again, map domination.
Absolute domination. I mean, this mid T1 under siege, Twisted Minds, the Fate Rewind on back, just reversing everything and Clean. Now in a world of hurt, he eats a flaming palm. The umbrella uppers used defensively just to zone them away, and Twisted Minds just need a little bit more breathing space.
No problem for the side of AGAL. Do you know why that's such a good play from Sheng? Because when you use the ultimate of Heino, everyone who's caught in his ultimate range is actually marked. When he comes back, His scepter will be tracking. It will land on you, and it's increased damage because he's already landed that passive mark on you once.
Yeah, he has a 1.5k net worth advantage over Hailang already, and now Clean in a bad spot. One of the sprites, Zoe not giving up anything for free. They find Clean, he has to go, and he gets killed, you know, with another pick off.
This is how you play the macro game, right? Play the map, and every single instance that AG meets a member of Twist, it's a 4v1, 4v3 numbers advantage.
A huge advantage here, and with this power play, AGAL will put even more pressure on. There's really nothing Twisted Minds can do, especially since they're down a member here. But with that winner is here, it will zone everyone away.
At the same time, look at what Ron is doing. So Ron actually farming that Crimson Golem for himself. So every member is optimized.
The Dream Realm tried to go in. He's a little off the mark. AGAL, though, will take the top T2 instead.
That's a great trade for them on the side of AGAL. They don't lose anyone, but 90, he's hiding in the shadows, looking for an opening. But there is no opening on the side of AGAL.
And this is why AGAL and even TT Global is that, like, their positioning and the way that they move and they retreat, they're sticking together. There's no easy pickoffs.
There isn't. Clean.
So he goes in, he goes for that Dream Roam, he's potentially going in for that, but Ron trying to find him, and he finds 90, he tried to flash away, but under the tower, he doesn't care, so he gets that pickoff, and now with this infinite fastness, the Umbrella Outburst finding Siang, who flashes away, and CT Boy is kept lost wanting on this point, and Twisted Minds doesn't really matter. The Umbral Moon will keep Ron alive, but AGAL put too much pressure on.
Putting so much use in their resources, right? So it's like a wrestling match. You tag in, right? Once your skills are done, hey, I'm done. I have nothing else to show. It's your turn to go in. And AGAL having absolute control, and with that control, they've netted themselves 5,000 in the gold lead department.
The way that they're playing these team fights is just really next level. I like the tag team, analogy that you made, because it's like really on point. But everybody is together. It seems like they have a numbers advantage whenever they go into these fights.
And this is one mistake you can force others to make, right? So as City Boy, he wants to throw his ultimate. He wants to get the bridal outburst. And when you want to dive on the heroes, look, the fact that Zoe's able to move around, he pulls all these members of Twisted Minds deeper into a outnumbered advantage.
Oh, here's the Dream Realm, the perfect placement, gets 90. Is he able to get away? He tries to dash. He's taking a lap, but with that winner is here, covering his retreat. Twisted Minds will potentially hold at this one.
But it's a damage limitation. Look, at this point, 8 minutes and 40 seconds. They do have an objective to take, but they don't really have to care about it. Map and wave management. That is the strength of AGAL. City Boy hiding in the sidelines, looking for an opening.
Oh, they find the prison onto Zoe, who's getting very low, but the Dream Realm away, and he just gets alive. You know, going aggressive, finds Hailan, gets the pick off, and the infinite fastness on back, but Choi will be killed. Twisted Minds finally getting that first one, and now Shang is there, but with 90 taking a lot, Zoe turns around and snipes him down.
Same formula. They were pulled too deep. Twisted Minds thought they had the advantage, thought they had the opening, but once again, they only opened themselves up to the side of AGL. You know, his positioning in that fight was so clean, and paired up with Ron as well. The way they traded places, pulled the different members of Twisted Minds in, so beautiful this game.
Yeah, you know us, like, Shuai, I just need you to stay alive so that you can give me Celestial Melody. If you keep dying, I'm not going to get that, right?
So, I mean, let's take a look at how that fight went down. So, I think you can't blame 90, right? That was so low on a Zoe. Great attention to detail. You want to chase him down. But on the back lines, number one, they get the snipe onto Hailang in the mid, right? Eno did a great job of that. And Ron backed him up with that solo dive onto 2 different members underneath the T2. That's how scary AG is. It feels like a bad situation, but it's great for AGAL.
No, they're finding the right times to attack and who they need to go for. They made sure that Hailang has had a rough time. Yes, he gets his spells off, but he's not able to cycle them and to continue on with those stuns, and he's been killed. He's been focused in. AGAL doing a great job of understanding who needs to die.
Yes, and we talked about 90, right? This Fadi pick is a great pick, but he can't do things alone. They get the freeze.
Oh, they get the freeze, but they don't have the damage, and Shag just walking away from that as if nothing happened. They find 90 on the top lane, and that's going to be a huge pick-off for you know what? Yet again.
They have to lick their wounds at this point. Nobody can control, he still has his ultimate though.
So, just trying to fight 1 versus 1, essentially with clean. Hailang is there, but they don't want to fully commit for this. CT Boy with that Umbrella Outburst is not going to be enough. They've gotten the pick-off onto Shanks, and now Twisted Minds on the retreat yet again.
Too tanky, too much damage on the side. They also get that sneak peek off onto Shanks on the top side. Once again,